Okay, so up next we have Benoît, who is one of the JuMP developers. If you haven't met him before, and he's going to tell us about optimizing fleets of trucks.
Thanks. Yes, so today I'm going to present the work that we've done with the team in the new company we called Nexer Optimization. So our idea is that there is the Odoo software that can be used to manage your whole company, and it's an open source software, so it's easy to develop new modules, and there are modules for a lot of things, so it can really cover many aspects. And one aspect that was missing, we feel, was managing a fleet of trucks, for instance, for deliveries and so on. And the nice thing is that for this, of course, you need optimization, and so that's something we wanted to tackle. And so the way we did this is that we developed new modules for Odoo that can be used. And this module helps the user basically formulate the optimization problem without him having to do anything too complicated. And once we formulate the optimization problem, of course, JuMP doesn't natively support VRPs, and so we had to do an extension for VRP. And then, as we're using JuMP, we have this solver-agnostic approach where once we formulate the problems, we want to be able to easily switch between many different solvers. And so for the extension to JuMP, we want this to be open source so that solvers can easily hook into our interface. And so as soon as a solver implements this interface, it can also be used by the whole solution. So it means that if we have a client using our solution, then it's actually free to swap the solver whenever he wants. And so that makes it possible for companies that start using the software first, maybe to just handle the fleet, maybe to encode the solution by hand, and then maybe they want to try an open source solver, then see there is, it's actually helping, but then maybe if they see this is helping, maybe they will want to try and start paying for commercial solver when needed. And so the ability to not be tied to a particular solver, I think, is quite interesting. And so the way we did this, Odoo, the way it's built, it's open source, it's also very modular. And so we're able to just develop new modules, and then we were able to hook the modules with existing modules where it makes sense. So for example, there is a module on invoicing. And so once you have tracked all the routes, of course, you have all the information to just generate the invoices afterwards. We also have there is a module for employees, and so we also know how much hours each driver did, and so it's very easy to generate the data afterwards to pay your employees as well. And so we're able to deeply integrate it because it's all open source. And so also things that are quite important is that you also want an application for the drivers to be able to know in real time what they have to do, but also during their routes, they usually have to provide information. So if they are doing deliveries or pickup, like how it went, how much they took or delivered, if it's a quantity. And also an application for the location. If you also, the people want to know when is the truck coming, they want to have real-time information, want to know where they need to be ready, depending on the actual delivery. And so we also have this mobile application that communicates directly with the app. And it was kind of challenging to do this one because when you're driving, you sometimes lose connectivity. And so if you make change on the Odoo backend, you want to synchronize with the driver app. But also the driver, when he's giving information, it also needs to be synchronized, I mean, both ways. And so when you have loss of connectivities, you need to cache things properly for this thing to work. And also something quite important is that when you have a delivery that's quite complicated, it used to be that the driver need to call to know exactly, like if you have a big truck, when you enter somewhere, you need to enter in the right direction, otherwise you'll be stuck. So if the first time you arrive there, this kind of information, it was useful to be able to also add it to the app so that it's easy to do it right. And also the location application to be able to know when the driver is coming, if there is anything that should be done before, ahead, or things like that. And so the last part is probably interesting for this presentation as well at the JuMP conference, is how we are able to extend JuMP to VRPs, because in JuMP, the thing that we do that make it not very VRP friendly is that we represent variables as real numbers. And in VRPs, the variable, it's essentially a sequence. And so if you have, let's say, 100 nodes and you have 10 trucks, then you don't know each truck how many nodes is going to visit. It's not going to be 10 nodes for each truck. And so you don't know in advance. You need each truck, essentially the list of nodes that is going to visit is a list for which you don't know the size. And so we don't have really a way in JuMP to represent that list for which we don't know the length. And so the way we represent it simply is here you build a matrix, and the matrix is number of here customer, which is the number of nodes, times the number of trucks. So in this case, if you have 10 trucks and 100 nodes, it's going to be 110 matrix. And so of course, if the trucks only visit 10 nodes, you have a vector of length 100. And so what you simply do is that the 90 remaining nodes, you just put zeros or something like this. It's just you need some way to make it, to represent it within JuMP in a clear way so that you can do reformulations and so on. And that's what the way to make it work. So you do zero padding. And then you want it to be, of course, nice and readable, but also you want it to be very, to represent the structure as much as possible so that you have enough structure to be able to reformulate for the wide variety of solvers, because some solvers are constraint programming, some are local search, some are MIT solvers. And so we had to define many new sets to represent these things correctly. And we also, for example, to do the sum of the distances of a route that a truck takes, you can do it in JuMP using a JuMP nonlinear operator that allows you to define new operator. But here, because you give it a list, you would need JuMP to support vectors in the nonlinear expression, but we have a pull request for this, so this is coming soon, if everyone agrees with this pull request. Okay, that's it. So what we are looking for with this presentation is for people developing solvers, and they really like writing solvers, but they actually don't care about doing the whole interfacing within ERP. In this case, it means we're quite complementary, and so we'd like to discuss to see if we can work together, but also companies that want to manage their fleets and want a solution for which they're not tied to a specific solver, and it's easy to switch afterwards. And of course, you can visit our website and contact us with anything.